If you are somebody with shopping addiction tendencies, or you have a tendency to impulsively buy, like me, for many, many years, there are several questions that you can ask yourself just to make sure that you're being more thoughtful about the purchase. Because if you're anything like me, you have spent hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars buying things that you later regret. And if you had just sat on it and been more thoughtful about it and brought more clarity to what you were buying, whether it is $20 or $2,000, it doesn't matter. Every single purchase makes a difference and makes an impact in your wallet and in your ability to save money in the future. And so it's important that even if you do buy that thing in the long run, at least you really thought about it so that there's less likelihood for a lot of guilt in the future. All right, let's get into it. Number one, would future me be annoyed if I purchased this? If I had asked myself this question at all in the past, I probably would have saved myself thousands of dollars, because 9 times out of 10, I am annoyed with myself for buying the things, specifically any type of clothing, because I have a tendency, which I need to address and I'm going to address, but I have a tendency to get so bored with clothes, and you know what, even makeup too. Anytime I think I'm going to love that thing and that thing is going to be my number one thing, it never is. After 2 or 3 wears, I am bored of it. It then becomes clutter in my closet and I have to sit there, and then I become overwhelmed with it, which is where I am at right now. I'm so overwhelmed with all the stuff I own that I want to own literally nothing. I'm so over all of it. And so if I just sat down in the past and asked myself how future me, like really try to put yourself in that position, you 30 days, 60 days, even a year from then, how would you feel about that purchase that you are about to make? And if you really don't know, think about how you feel about all of the purchases you made previously. And I'd probably say, if I had to guess, if you're anything like me, 9 times out of 10, you would say you absolutely regret it. You wish you had a higher savings. You wish you had more money in your checking account, and you just wish you had more money in general. And you won't have that if you keep spending money on these things that are supposed to bring you happiness, but they really just bring you a dopamine hit and a fleeting sense of pleasure that quickly goes away, and it quickly becomes just the normal, average, everyday thing that you become bored of, that loses its novelty. For me, that happens very quickly. I made a video on how I created an AI financial coach within ChatGPT. Very easy to do. As long as you have a pro or paid plan, you can create this for free, super easy. And you can even ask that to walk you through how you would feel in 30 days. Ask it to ask you, tell it what you want to buy, tell it the cost. Talk to it about your previous purchases, how you felt about your previous purchases. And then before it answers you, say, ask me any other questions you need to give me the best answer possible. And then it'll go through these questions with you. It can be really effective. Just think about how you'll feel in the future. Next one is this an identity purchase? This can be hard to detect. It sounds super obvious and clear, but this can be really hard to detect when you are in the rabbit hole that is social media. And so when I say identity purchase, I mean you are trying to be somebody who is more sophisticated or put together or sporty, and then you see a creator or influencer or a model on a website, generally as a creator or influencer, wearing this thing or showcasing this thing, and you are compelled to buy it because you want to embody that identity. The thing is that if you actually look at, let's say this person has a nice pair of jeans that she is talking about, but she's not only wearing these pair of jeans, she's wearing a crisp white shirt, and she has these nice sunglasses, and her hair is well done, and she has perfect jewelry, and she's sitting at a cafe with a cup of coffee. It is a whole thing, right? Or you have this influencer who is wearing this beautiful sundress, but she's also on a beach and posing beautifully. It is the lighting, it is the music, it is the way that she is modeling it. She is embodying that personification, whatever it is. So it's not just that item, it is the entire thing that is being sold to you. You have to also look at, okay, first, is this an identity purchase? Am I wanting to buy this because I want to be more like her and she is more like this? Insert preppy, sporty, whatever it is. Can I achieve that with my wardrobe or whatever it is without buying that thing? Also, look at all of the factors going into the video or picture that you are looking at. Then let's research this item on different platforms, right? To see it in different lights on different people. And then consider, is this something, if you saw this on your neighbor or somebody at the supermarket, would you still be so inclined to want it and to want to buy it? This also ties into fantasy self, right? Are you wanting to make this purchase because you are aspiring to be something that in practicality, in theory, it sounds great. In practice, it's not viable, really. It's not going to jive with your day-to-day life. Just figure out exactly what is propelling you to buy it if you notice that you are wanting to buy this thing to make yourself essentially a different type of person. The next is, what is the true cost of owning this thing? It's not just this thing in isolation. Generally, there are other factors that come into play when you make a purchase. Let's take, for example, when I purchased my camera for this YouTube channel. It took me a long time to make the purchase for a camera because it's expensive. But when I purchased the camera, it wasn't just the camera, which was secondhand. I think it cost like $900. I also had to buy the lens, which was a few $1,000s. And then I also had to buy the microphone, which cost more money. I had to spend the time to learn the camera. And then the same thing with my computer. I bought a MacBook Pro, which cost me a lot of money, but it wasn't just the MacBook Pro. It was also the insane amount of time to learn how to navigate this computer effectively and efficiently. It was also the new editing software that I had to spend hours learning. And it was also the cost of installing the new editing software, and also the screen protector and the hard drive. And then if we take clothing, this is actually the emotional burden of clothing. I am in the thick of wanting to declutter my entire life. And I think that one of those videos will be coming up soon, because it's not just the item that you were buying, that price tag. That's not just it. It is also if you have to have it tailored, if you have to have it dry cleaned. I have many items that are dry clean only, and that costs me anywhere from $5 to $15 every single time I take it. It is also the emotional burden of the space it takes up in your closet. I'm really realizing that I have so much stuff that is just weighing me down, things that I don't want, but I'm just having a hard time getting rid of. And so there is that. And then also the other cost of buying this thing or owning this thing is what you're giving up. It's not just what you're paying for. It's that $50 for that dress or that $100 for that pair of shoes. The cost of it is less freedom or time in the future, because you're going to have to keep working. And at least for me, I'm gonna have to keep working and keep going because I am choosing to buy these materialistic things rather than buy my freedom in the future. And my freedom in the form of high savings account and a maxed out retirement accounts and investment account. So there is a high cost. It's not just $50 or $100. There is a high cost to owning a lot of things. So just think through that first before you actually buy something. Next one is this an escape purchase? I have spent thousands of dollars on escape purchases, and escape purchases is, what are you escaping from? Are you bored? Are you procrastinating? Do you have low self-esteem at the moment? Are you anxious? Are you going through a hard time? Are you hungry or sleep deprived? Are you escaping from some sort of emotion that you think this thing will fill? What is that void? Many times, so many times, I have shopped out of low self-esteem. So I'm relying on this thing to solve my internal insecurities, which, newsflash, it never did. Procrastination. I'm a huge procrastinator. It's something I've worked on my entire life, still working. And instead of doing the thing that I just need to do, whether it takes 2 minutes or 2 hours, I would shop and shop and shop because I felt like I was still doing something. I'm not sitting idle. So I'm doing something. I'm just not doing what I should be doing. Or just anxiety, really, or boredom. Sometimes I would just sit on the couch or be anxious and sit on the couch and then make the purchase. So figure out, check in with yourself. Don't shop passively, ever, 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 ever. Be thoughtful about how you're feeling, what you're thinking, why you want this thing, what is the trigger. Think about all of it before you make the purchase. This is why the waiting 48 hours or waiting 72 hours or even a week can be really effective, because if you see the thing, you put it in your cart and then you leave and you wait it out, those feelings and those emotions will generally go away. You can come back to it with more clarity and think, do I actually still want this thing? And piggybacking off of the waiting 72 hours, the other reason why it can be really effective is because you just have to think about, will I still be excited about this in a week? And a lot of the times we can, especially if we are seeing something on social media, or on YouTube, anywhere really, the excitement and the dopamine rush of even seeing that thing causes impulsive buying. And so if you actually sit and think, will I actually really want this thing in a week? Will it be that useful to me? What can I use in the meantime to replace this? What can I wear in the meantime that might be similar? What can I use in the meantime that would replace this? If I didn't have this thing, what would I use? Or can I live without it? A lot of the times we think that I am saying we, but this is all based on me. It's all based on my personal experience and what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling in the past and now. And a lot of the times I would come across, every time really, I would come across something, it doesn't matter what it was, whether it was home decor or clothing or makeup or skincare, it doesn't matter. And I would think, oh my God, I need that thing so much. Like, how could I live without it? When last week I didn't know it existed and I was fine. I was fine. I'm living fine. I'm doing great. You don't really need the thing. It's fine. That's all I can say. It's fine. Most things are not life and death. Most things are absolutely not necessary. Some are. It's not like you're not going to make no purchases, but if I had actually thought through this and thought, instead of buying that, appliance or thing on Amazon or new pair of shoes or a new makeup item, what do I have now that I can use? Is that just as good? Can that be just as useful? Do I actually need that thing? And then sit on it for a little while so you can think, how would me a week from now feel about this item? All right, the last one is, have you thoroughly researched this item? I don't care if it's $10 or $1,000. Try to do as much research as you can. I'm saying this basically notes to self. This is to myself because I have such an obsessive personality and I am or was an impulsive buyer. I would see something at first and then I would get so anxious and excited that I felt like I needed that thing right away. Like there was no waiting. Like I needed it in my life. I needed to touch it, feel it right now. There is no waiting. Now that I see it, I cannot take my eyeballs off of it and I need it yesterday. And so I don't have time to do research. I don't do that anymore. But I do know I still get that feeling all the time. And I just like check in with myself. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Thank God I'm actually like waiting. I still don't want to wait, but I still wait. I still do the research. You go on Reddit, you go on YouTube, and you just wait it out. And if you do a decent amount of research into something, two things can happen. You can either realize that this is actually a really, really good purchase, and I think it is actually right for me. And then you ask yourself the other questions that we've also spoken about. Or you realize, yeah, this is actually not good, not for me. There are a lot of people talking poorly about it on Reddit, or maybe it's an outfit that you see, it actually doesn't look good on everyone. It just looked good on that one model because she's stunning. Or maybe you realize it's a tech gadget of some kind and you're like, yeah, this is actually not suitable for what I need. So do your research no matter what it is, because if it costs money, it's a big deal and it has an impact on your bottom line and your ability to pay off debt and your ability to live comfortably. So those are the top questions to ask yourself before you make a purchase. You don't have to do all of them, but choose one or two. It can be really helpful if you are still in the height of a shopping addiction or tendency to impulsively buy. Also, if you have other tips or recommendations or questions that you ask yourself, please leave them below, because sharing is caring in this whole community. We just want to help each other out here. So I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. Talk to you next one. Okay, thanks. Bye.